Hi, this is Dr. Larry Markson,
And this is Dr. Mary Power.
and this is Chapter 6 of Change Your Mind, Change Your Life. And today is an unusual topic in the fact that it's a boring topic to most, but it is the, in my opinion, single most important thing you can do to achieve the success you want. And it's called goaling. So I set goals daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, 3 years and 5 years. So a goal is a target. It's something that you want. A goal is a desired end toward which you direct a specific effort. So in the context we're talking about, it's the end, is the exact and tangible result that you want, one for which you're willing to put in some sweat equity in order to achieve. In other words, it's not a goal, I want to have a certain automobile and this is when I want to have it and this is the color. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about goaling is to train your brain, right, for a target that you want to hit. So that, do you agree, Mary?
Oh, definitely. Goals are basically going to be your roadmap. They're going to be the thing that you come back to and look at every day to keep you on track, on purpose. So if you do not have these things defined out, they're nothing more than just a wish list. And they're not as simple as just writing down this, hairy-carry list of items or things you want in life. It has to be a lot more purposeful than that. So we're going to walk you through a very systematic way to do that is going to get you somewhere versus just having that wish list.
So I can tell you that, and the audience knows by now, so for the last 40 years, I've been teaching success to all kinds of people around the world. And we always get to the point of talking about goals. But the big thing is, why do you set a goal? To make it successful, to achieve the goal, to get where you want to go. So success in any endeavor does not happen by accident. Rather, it's the result of a deliberate, decisive, conscious effort with immense persistence, all directed at specific goals for what you want. So what I would say to you is the human brain, the left brain is the didactic brain. Okay, the right brain is the feeling, emotion, creating brain. So there are steps to goals that we're going to go over, but a goal is if your mind is a GPS system, just like on your phone, you say, take me to Mary's house. And it knows where you are, and it says, make a right, make a left, take this highway, and 2 hours later you arrive right in her driveway. So it's the same thing for the human mind. If you can program where you are now, where you want to be, and when you want to be there, you have a roadmap, and then it's up to you to get to the action steps that get you along. Step on the gas, make a left-hand turn, whatever it happens to be.
So to talk a little bit about how do I even come to the place where I can make a list of goals, for a lot of people this is very new or never tried to do this process at all. So you have to think about what a goal is to begin with. And I know in the past you've asked the question, Larry, if money was no object and time was not a parameter, I can have anything I wanted in the world, what would I want? And sometimes I have had the experience of, okay, what should I have? What should I be wanting on this list? And it's not about that. It's really what you personally want, not, in the past, it's like, I want to have a house on the beach and I want to work, in the Caribbean the rest of my life. And then you go, well, what about my kids or my grandkids, whatever the case
So we're
may
going to break it down into into these 6 components or the 6 types. But let me give you 3 key elements of a goal. 1, it's an accomplishment to be achieved, something you desire. 2, it has a measurable outcome. How far along are you to reaching your goal? And 3, it has a specific date from which you would accomplish the goal. I want to lose 20 pounds in 90 days, and you state the 90 days, and then the action steps that come. So a goal is created 3 times. First, it says a mental picture we're talking about now. Then it's when you write it down and add clarity and dimension. And then the third part of that is when you take action steps towards its achievement.
Exactly. And I think the time frame is what puts that call to action in place. So if I put that I'm going to achieve this in 90 days, whatever X is, then you've got to back up and say, if 90 days is completion, what do I need to do today, next week, next month, to be sure I have all the steps in place to be sure those actions get me to that
Okay,
goal.
so the way I teach it, and I know you know this, we call it the 6 Ps. P as in Peter, the 6 Ps, because that's the list that I make. And the first one, there are 5 goals, and what's the 6th one? So I'll run them down quickly, and then we'll go one by one. So first, you will need a purpose statement. That's not a goal unless you have a goal to make a person say. You have to know what you're about. What is it all about for you? And then there's personal goals and professional goals and prosperity goals and people goals and play goals. So we'll talk about all of those and the 4 components of a goal. Do you remember the 4 components?
Yes, you basically want to know exactly what you want. You want to know the date you want to accomplish it by. You want to know the benefit, or like, why is it that you want this in the first place? You want to be sure you have your action steps listed.
But the order is, what exactly is it that you want? When do you want it by a date certain? What action steps you're going to take to get there? And how will it benefit me? Once I get to this goal, how will it benefit me? So a lot of people don't even put on the 4 months, but the 4th component, how will it benefit me? And my question is, then if it's not going to be some benefit to you emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually, it's not going to be a benefit, why even do it? So I don't even understand that. So let's go back to the purpose statement. I found out that I had to have a purpose statement. So when I started it, my mind was reaching for all kinds of things to take anyone that wanted to be with me and enlist them in my program. And then what's my purpose statement? So my purpose was to help as many people as I can, chiropractors specifically in this case, to get as many doctors as I can to live to build the practice of their dreams and live the best life they can ever imagine. So that's a purpose statement. Anything that fit into that purpose statement was part of me. And the emotion is what carried me. So if you're a doctor or a business person, build the best business you can and live the best lifestyle you can imagine. Be the best homemaker you can, have the best marriage you can, and live la-di-da-di-da-di-da. So I have this one, my purpose statement in all my businesses that I had one are in one sentence. It might be a long sentence, it might be a run-on sentence, but it is one sentence. So let's start with personal goals. Now remember, personal goals is what do you want, when do you want it by, what action steps you're going to take, and how will it benefit you. So Mary, give the example. Let's say you want to buy a new automobile. How would you answer those 4 questions?
Well, if you want to buy a new automobile, that's going to go under your play goals, because play are the things that are not of immediate necessity, but they're things that you deserve and that you want to gain in your future. So we want to be very specific. So we're going to say we want a 2021 Yukon Denali, or whatever it is. We want the exact year, model, kind. We want the color. We want it to be silver. You can even list some of the features that it's going to have. You want to be able to visually see this car that you want. And then now you're going to pick the date which you want to purchase this car by. So let's say in 90 days, I want to have this purchased within 90 days. And then our action steps are, well, today, maybe I need to pull a credit report to see where I'm at. Maybe I need to list the current vehicle that I have for sale. And then you can even list the places you're going to sell that. And then maybe you need to even talk to finance people, a banker, et cetera, to see where you fall on being able to purchase this new vehicle. But you outline all those steps so that you're ready to buy this new vehicle by such date. And why do you want it? Maybe it's a new car, security of being in a new car for safety of travel, more room for your kids, grandkids, et cetera. But that would be the whole story of why.
And feeling good too. It adds some emotion. So the goal is not, I want a new car in 90 days. The car is, I want whatever car you said, a Denali, right? And you want it by December 3rd, whatever year it is, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And so that's the goal, and that's the time. The goal is exactly all the components of that car, then a time and a date, and then what you're going to do. So in my case, I would say, okay, I'm going to trade in my car, and it has this value because I did research, and that's, so you do all that before you get to it. Then I even go to a dealer and get a picture or brochure or go online now. You don't have to go to the deal. And get a picture and put it up and take a picture and put it on my refrigerator or your makeup station so you can see it. Your mind can see the object of your fruition. Same thing with the home. If you want, it's just that I want a new home. What kind? Is it a colonial? Is it a ranch? Whatever it is. So you've got to be specific. Now in personal goals, I'll tell you one and you tell me yours, Mary. So one a goal that I have is to be a better golfer. So I set a goal what my handicap is for this year, and I'm getting closer, and I take lessons and I practice and I have the goal and the time that I want to have this new handicap, and then I go work on it.
Right.
So that's one of my goals. What's one of yours?
So one of my personal goals was to read 24 books in a year. So I laid out my format on that. So that could be Audible or actual, hardback copy in my hand. And so I made my list of what my 24 books I wanted to accomplish this year were. And I can honestly say for 2020, I am ahead of schedule. So
wow.
Yes.
I don't read that many books, but I do listen to a lot in the car. But I have a goal. I have 3 books at a time because that's what I like to digest. 3 books lined up that I will read these books. And I do 2 personal growth or development books always. And then I like to throw in a novel. Mm-hmm. or some book for history, so mix it up a little bit. Okay, so personal goals can be, I want to be a better reader, I want to lose weight. That's a big one for people. Mm-hmm. So okay, let's say, so in my case now I'm 160 pounds, and so now I'm 175, and my goal is to be 160 pounds, whatever the date is, 3 or 4 months from now. And so that's the date. What am I going to do? I'm going to stop eating M&Ms, which is a food group. And I'm going to start eating right. I'm going to do this exercise and that exercise. I'm going to push away from the table, cut my portions in half. So there's a lot of personal goals and a lot of dimensions, and professional goals. So Mary, talk about that.
Professional goals is going to be whatever your chosen career is right now, or maybe it's totally an area that you want to move to. So maybe you're working in retail right now, but you have a desire to have a dog kennel, or vice versa. You want to own your own business and you're working as an employee right now. Whatever the case may be, your professional goal is, what am I doing with me as a career? And so if you are in a job working for someone else, it can be professional goals of how you want to contribute to that team. What impact could I have to this team? I want to contribute by, increasing sales a certain percentage by such and such date. It could be any of those kind of categories as well.
So when it comes to professional or work goals, which what we're talking about, career goals, I always put in to be the best person I know, to be ready every day to go to work, to show up big, to have a great attitude, to correct whatever mistakes I make because I know they're going to come, and to learn from failure and all of those things. So in wherever you want. So when I was building my personal practice, I had goals of how many patients I wanted to see, how much money I was going to earn from that, what kind of service I want to give to the people, and whatever that service module was, it was always and then some. We want to give more than we receive because ultimately you receive more than you get. So
I always put in the professional area, I always put in there also about how to learn more about my career. So in my profession, it's going to be how I could, run my business, more efficiently, how I could be a better leader myself for my team. So it's growth-oriented goals for me that somewhat tie personally, but this is more of a professional focus. So I put some of that in the professional too, because it's targeted to grow my business.
Okay, then if we go down to prosperity goals, so prosperity means money and things of that nature, of course. So no one wants to be poor. No one wants to be debt, right? And I'll tell you something emotionally. If you're spending without saving and saving without spending, you're breaking a law of the universe. So the object of the game is always get even first. But whatever your lifestyle is, for it to be able to pay your mortgage, pay your car, and get even. You're not saving anything, but you're not losing anything. That's the #1 goal. And then from there, you start putting away 10% of everything you earn above that, and you put it where you can't get your grubby hands on it. We put it in an account, and over the years, it gets interest, whatever the interest is of the days, and you never touch it. I didn't touch mine. I haven't touched mine yet, and that's why I can retire and basically retired, and I don't have to work. But I put money in my kids' accounts. I have two children, 4 grandchildren. I put them money in their accounts on their birthday every year so that I help them go through college. So prosperity goals are, what do you want to earn? What are you going to do to get that? How are you going to get advancement if you're an employee, advancement or creative enough to open your own business? That has to be written down. The goals can't be a dream. They can't be in your head. They have to be on the line, written down. I don't mean handwriting, you put it in your computer, but where you can see it. So prosperity goals is about the abundance of the universe and getting you the home you want, the car you want, the neighborhood you want, and the ability to be free from debt. Boy, debt is a disease, and I know it because I lived in it for a lot of years, and from a lot of hard work, I changed that around. And then
definitely, prosperity is a very key component of setting goals, because when you get over here to your playlist, some of your personal lists too, these things are going to tie back. They're not just single categories. These are all going to have to flow together. And if you are not paying attention to your prosperity goals, if you're not saving, start saving. That's just as simple. That should be your first goal. If you're not saving,
I remember when I was a kid, we had Christmas clubs. We had, I don't know if you had that in your school because I'm older than you, but we had to put $1 or $2 a week away. And at the end of the year, we got back, $50 or whatever it is. So we saved it. That's how they taught us. But I do the same thing. I save something every week. I don't care if it's $1. You must start a savings goal and develop a habit. The next one is people goals. That's not about people, means relationships, family relationship, friend relationships, co-worker relationship, all about people goals. What do you want? What do you want to give to that relationship? What do you expect back? The same 4 components of people goals. It's a big topic, but you get it. Relationships are important. I ask people that are divorced how they feel, or that didn't get along with their parents, or were abused. Tell me about people, and I'll tell you why we have to have some goals. And the last one you mentioned earlier.
Play. Yes, play goals are definitely a very big important component to this, because we have to have some fun and enjoyment for all the work that we're doing to begin with. But again, if you want certain things out of life, if you don't know what they are, they're not going to just show up on your doorstep. So let's get very specific. Play goals are going to include your vacations that you might want to take. It's going to include those things like that new car. It's not where your house necessarily goes into. That's going to figure more into prosperity, because that's a necessity that money has to figure
cars,
into.
Boats, planes, jewelry,
yes,
things,
the
stuff.
Extras.
So whatever, so that to play, to enjoy your life. That's what we work for. And some people do it and go into debt to do that. And we're not saying that. We're saying earn your right. So everything you do, every decision you make, every thought you entertain has a direction which serves as an advance or retreat in pursuit of your goals. So you are responsible. So Mary and I have learned, and we do this, I know we do, right? We set a goal. I review my goals every week on Sunday night. I want to know what's going to happen. So I set my monthly goals, I set my quarterly goals, and I make adjustments to the way. So if people dream and they have 4-leaf clovers and they wish upon a star and all of that stuff, I'm saying the human mind can create for you and attract into your life anything you want if you know exactly what it is, when you want it, what are you going to do, what are the action steps to get it, and then how it's going to benefit you. So
and I can tell you time and time again, people that have done this for the first time are amazed that they can come along there in 2 or 3 months, check off something that maybe they had set for a year, because it's just putting mental power and focus to what you want on a regular basis. If you come back to this list, what you think about becomes. So if you have this list and you're looking at this list, you don't just make this list and shove it in a drawer to look at next year. If you make this list and look at it on a regular basis, weekly, daily, whatever it is that you devote to, it will come to fruition, and it'll be a lot of times faster than what you think.
That's right. So I remember some years ago, I took my top 100 high achievers in my organization, my consulting business, right? And every single one of them, I asked, are you legitimately, prove it to me, show it to me, mail it to me? Are you setting goals on a regular basis in this way? And I'm going to say 80% were, and those are the top of the top 100, 80% had specific goals. They were even better than we're talking about today. They knew the roadmap. They know where I am now and where I'm going to be. So that's perfect. So much for goals now. And by the way, you can go on YouTube. There's 1,000 books. They're very good. They're excellent. You can go to online, get books, get tapes. I would learn how to use my mind to my success. So this is chapter 6 of Change Your Mind, Change Your Life. We're teaching you how to change your mind now, so you can, the results in your life will be better. And then next week we'll pick a topic, and it'll be chapter 7. And I don't know what the topic is because we make it up as we go along.
That's right.
But we're having a good time with this. We hope you are. So have a great week, and we will see you next Monday night at 9 p.m. on Facebook Live, or we have a YouTube channel. You can go there and see all the previous chapters that we've done so far. So have a great week. Be healthy, be safe.
Be well.
Bye-bye.
Bye.